time to take off. Gotta keep it live and raw. Better stay tuned in. Man, our NFL talk. I know that you ready for more. They on the field, ready for war. Who's in the lead? I'm checking the score. We about to do it like never before. NFL live, uncut, raw. This is Man Hour NFL Talk. Let's go.
And now, Mike's thoughts. The NFL landscape is a very weird place. The NFL career is a very tough career choice. And to say that you want to leave the NFL in X numbers of years is kind of mind-boggling to a lot of people. And Puka did just that. Today on a podcast, Puka, which is the Los Angeles Rams rookie wide receiver from last season, come out and said that he wants to retire by the age of 30 from the NFL. As of right now, he is only 23 years old, going into his second year into his NFL career. So if he were to retire by the age of 30, that would be about an 8-year career. Now, 8 years is a very, very long time in the NFL. 8 years is a lot of wear and tear on your body. However, already putting a number on the retirement age kind of makes you wonder, is his heart, is his mind, is his soul really into the NFL game? Now, the LA Rams definitely scored when they picked Puka up in the last year's draft. Puka come out and was the best of the best. Let's just be honest. He was the best rookie receiver that we've seen in a very, very long time. In a very, very long time. Simple fact of the matter is, guys, is when you put a limit on your career, when you say, I want to do this, this, and this by this age, what happens if you have not fully thought you've succeeded in life? What happens if you get a big payday, but the LA Rams are not willing to pay that big payday? They don't want to give you a 4, 5, 6-year deal because they know that you're going to opt out after 2 years into the deal. Now, Puka, I understand the NFL is tough. I understand this NFL career game. The NFL game in period is tough. Football is tough. Life is tough. But Puka, do not put a limit on your career. You can say in your closed circle, in your mind of hearts, in your hearts of hearts, say, I want to be done by the age of 30, but don't put it out there for the public to see. Just don't do that. You are only 23 years old. 30 is, obviously it's a long ways away. You got 7 years. You can, that mind, body, and soul can change at that particular point. But right now, if I am a fan of yours, if I'm a fan of your team, I'm thinking, man, we only got 7 years. Granted, there are not a lot of 31, 32, 33-year-old receivers that are putting up marvelous numbers in the NFL. Let's not get it twisted. But at the end of the day, damn, Puka, why you got to do that to the fan base? Why do you got to do that to your the LA Rams? Why do you got to do that to us? Come on, man. But hey, it is what it is. Cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw. Steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off. Get it hype, this Man Hour Sport Talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman. Everybody bringing heat. You don't really want to try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour Sport Talk. Man Hour, Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour, Sport Talk. Man Hour, Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckhouse here with the Man Hour Show of manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page, or check out the blog section as well. And guys, we're streaming to 5 platforms right now. We are trying this out. We'll see if there's a little bit of jittering, guys. Let me know. But we are live streaming to the TV station. We're live streaming to the radio station, 96.1 biggest down here in Jeffersonville, Indiana. We're also Twitter live streaming to Twitter or X and Facebook, and of course YouTube.com. And guys, as always, youtube.com/Man Hour is our main source there. So if you have any issues on any of their platform, go over to youtube.com/Man Hour. Bada bing, bada boom. We are live, raw, uncut right there. But guys, it is Monday, March 24th, 2025. And day infinity of the Aaron Rodgers saga is taking over the landscape again. Yes, guys, Aaron Rodgers did meet 6 hours over the weekend with the Pittsburgh Steelers, but no deal is imminent. What's going to happen? We're going to talk about that. And the Tennessee Titans, their quarterback, they signed Brian Allen over the couple weeks ago. Will Levis is now their starter, or presumably starter, and they do have the 2nd overall pick. What do? Quarterback markets all day long. And then James Cook and Brandon Beane spoke to each other, but they're really, really far apart on numbers. Like, we don't know what they're in their hands. So the Buffalo Bills signs James Cook. We're going to talk about that as well. And then we're going to dive into the Amari Cooper situation, the Nick Chubb situation, and of course, the New York Football Giants quarterback situation. And it is Monday, so we got a little bit of buy and a little bit of sell. We got the Raiders quarterback situation. We got the Jets quarterback situation. And oh, by the way, we got the Browns quarterback situation. It's quarterback Monday over here. And then we end every show with a little bit of fact and a little bit of crap. We're going to talk about the Chicago Bears. We're going to talk about the Patriots and potentially Cooper Kupp and the Seattle Seahawks. But before we get too carried away, guys, we got to welcome some people in the chat. We got to welcome the Pigskin Pundits into the chat. And Old Man River himself says about Aaron Rodgers, he did this before he signed with the New York Jets, and we're tired of it. Old Man River says we're tired of it. Listen, man, I agree. We are tired of it, but it is what it is. And Let's Go Sports says, what are your thoughts on the Steelers quarterback situation? Let's go sports. Sports. We're going to talk about that very first here, but let's welcome some people in the chat before we get too carried away. And then we got the CEO of the Pigskin Pundits.
Pigskin Pundit. Get you some.
Mr. Jim Powell says, what's up? What's up, Jimmy? Hope you guys having a good old day. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe below. This is a live, interactive show. We see all of the live chats. I try to interact with as much as I can. But guys, let's get into today's show. Let's get this day's show started, and we're starting off at the top. Let's Go Sports says, what are your thoughts on the Steelers quarterback situation? Well, Let's Go Sports, let's talk about that. Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's dive deep into it and really start to dissect of what is going on over there in Aaron Rodgers' camp and, of course, Pittsburgh Steelers camp as well. As you guys know, Aaron Rodgers met with the Pittsburgh Steelers for 6 hours over the weekend. Man, that is 6 hours. That is like 3 meals, 4 poop breaks, and I got to go jack one off. Let's just be honest. But it is not set in stone that Aaron Rodgers is going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. It is not set in stone that the Pittsburgh Steelers are loving Aaron Rodgers either. But guys, let's be 100% clear. Let's be 100% clear. Aaron Rodgers beats to his own drum. Aaron Rodgers is on his own timeline. Aaron Rodgers does what Aaron Rodgers wants at the end of the day. And he has earned that title to do what he wants. So if you guys hear any of these trash talk groups that we have over here at facebook.com/banner, we got a bunch of trash talk groups. If you are listening to any of these beat writers or these people that have the inside information or the NFL insiders, like nobody knows what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. Let's be perfectly clear on that. Not one person besides Aaron Rodgers, and he may not even know what he is going to do. With that being said, guys, there are some teams in play besides the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think, that might land Aaron Rodgers. There are some teams out there that I think are going to be a little bit of wild horses out there that could potentially land Aaron Rodgers still. New York Giants and Aaron Rodgers seems to me makes a lot of sense. Seems to make a lot of sense. Now, the Vikings have removed themselves from the conversation, but let's just be honest. Aaron Rodgers to the Vikings makes a lot of sense. Now, the Tennessee Titans are the true wild card team, right? They need a quarterback, but they also need a lot of other pieces as well. So Aaron Rodgers could, in theory, go to the Tennessee Titans as well. But let's stick with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's stick with the Pittsburgh Steelers because that's where everybody thinks that he is going to end up landing, and that's where I think he is going to land as well. Now, Steelers, in theory, do not need Aaron Rodgers. Let me repeat that. In theory, the Pittsburgh Steelers do not need Aaron Rodgers. Meaning if they want him, sure, but they do not need him, no. You guys understand that. They want him, but they do not need him. With that being said, Mason Rudolph has been a starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the past. He wasn't horrible, but he wasn't great either. And let's just be honest, all the Pittsburgh Steelers need is above average quarterback play, meaning 15, 14, 13, 12th, to be a playoff team. Now, if Mason Rudolph is given a true shot in Pittsburgh, I think he can lead them definitely to a 10-win season. But when he was given a shot in Pittsburgh before he was shipped off to the Tennessee Titans in 10 games in his first season, he had 1,700 yards for 13 touchdowns. In 10 games, his rookie season, he had 1,700 yards for 13 touchdowns. Not terrible. Not terrible. Not great, but not terrible, right? Now, his next 3 seasons, he did only play 11 games. He had a half a head. It was still recovering from that. But in those 11 games, the first time, his sophomore season, he had 324 yards. The following season, he had 277 yards. And in his following season in Pittsburgh, he did have 719 yards passing with a total of 6 touchdowns those 3 seasons. Now, in 1 year in Nashville, he did play in 8 games. 1,530 yards passing, 9 touchdowns, but 9 interceptions as well. With proper buy-in for the Pittsburgh Steelers themselves and proper buy-in with Mason Rudolph, the Steelers can definitely get 9 to 10 wins with Mason Rudolph at the helm. So let me repeat this. The Pittsburgh Steelers may want Aaron Rodgers, but they do not need Aaron Rodgers. The Steelers also still hold the 21st overall pick in this year's draft, along with the 19th pick in the 3rd round as well. Now, they do need a quarterback. Let's just be honest. The Pittsburgh Steelers do need a quarterback, and they want to get a quarterback. Will they get a top-ranked quarterback, Jackson Dart, Shadur Sanders, Cam Ward at the 21st overall pick? Absolutely not. But there's a quarterback out there that fits the Pittsburgh Steelers perfect. There's the quarterback out there from the Kansas State University and then transferred to the Ohio State and actually won a national championship. That is my man, the myth, the legend, Will Howard. Guys, the Pittsburgh Steelers can pick up Will Howard in the 4th or 5th round easily, and he could be the franchise quarterback for many, many years to come. ESPN and NFL.com and all those mock draft experts have Will Howard as the 8th overall quarterback in this year's draft. Let's just be honest. So like I said, the Pittsburgh Steelers want Aaron Rodgers, but they don't need Aaron Rodgers. There are a lot of needs and wants in this world, and they want them, they don't need them. And I don't think that pushes Aaron Rodgers one way or the other. That definitely doesn't draw him in, but it doesn't necessarily push him as a way either, right? So with that being said, guys, will Aaron Rodgers be a Pittsburgh Steeler by the time the draft comes? We're about 2 weeks away, three weeks away from the NFL draft. Will Aaron Rodgers be a Pittsburgh Steeler? That is the question. What do you guys think? Me personally, I am saying he will not be a Pittsburgh Steeler. I am thinking he will not be a Pittsburgh Steelers because he is not wanted. The Pittsburgh Steelers are not groveling at his feet saying, who do you want to come here to be our quarterback? And Aaron Rodgers right now is not used to that. The last 4 seasons in Green Bay and in New York, he basically got whatever he wanted. In Pittsburgh, he's not going to get that. He's like, oh, man, the Giants may not even give that to him either. The only team that could possibly do that right now would probably be the Las Vegas Raiders. But guys, that is the question. Do you think Aaron Rodgers will be a Pittsburgh Steeler come the night of the draft? I'm saying no. I am saying no. Let's see what the people are saying up here in the chat. Nate Wilmot says, hey, Zach, what's up? What's up, Nate? My name's Buck. But you must be talking to your buddy over there, Zach. But hey, it's all good, man. Let's have a conversation down there in the comments below. Old Man River says he doesn't have the deep ball with DK and Pickens. I don't think it's going to happen in Pittsburgh. Old Man River, I disagree with you on a lot of things. Sometimes you and I just don't see eye to eye. You have the old school mindset. I kind of have that new school mindset with mixed with like a little bit old school, right? But let's just be honest. You are 100% wrong on this. Aaron Rodgers has one of the best deep balls in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers has one of the best touches in the NFL that I have seen like ever. Now, granted, we did not get to see that much in New York because, for one, he had zero time to pass, right? They were never really a push the ball down the field type of offense, and we don't really know how that Achilles actually is because he didn't have time to really push the ball down the field repetitively. Now, the couple times that he did, it looked very, very nice. Very, very, very nice. Now, I'm not saying Pittsburgh Steelers he is going to have pushing the ball down the field, right? Because we know that Arthur Smith, right, kind of likes to run the ball. Likes to do a little ground and pound. Likes to just kind of take the ball out of the quarterback's hands at the end of the day. So maybe that doesn't quite jive, but hey, we will see. We'll see. Jim Powell, the CEO of the Pigskin Pundits.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
So guys, be like Jim and click on the membership tab below. Get behind the scenes footage, some free after hour show, some merch, and of course free entry into our giveaways. But Jim says Rodgers is a whack-a-doodle and no one wants that. And honestly, Jim, I don't know what has happened since he left Green Bay, but was he doing all this weird stuff in Green Bay, but it was kind of just kept under wraps because obviously Green Bay is not the media mecca of the world, but when he went to New York, everybody and their dog knew what he was doing? Or is this just something new? Is this him just like, man, I'm 41, I'm single, I have no kids, I have no wife, and I might be gay? Like, I mean, every egotistical man is weird in their own way. Every person is weird in their own way, but he's definitely off that rocker a little bit, right? Let's Go Sports says, which quarterback out of all the ones, including free agency and the draft, or even Mason Rudolph, do you think is the best chance for them to get to the Super Bowl, even though a Super Bowl is really unlikely? Let's Go Sports. It sounds like to me that you are a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, right? You have the black and gold logo. So let me give you a little spoiler alert. Last year, about June and July, I sat here and I said, the Pittsburgh Steelers have a great defense. Pittsburgh Steelers have a great offense. They are above average quarterback away and making a Super Bowl run. I stood by that for 95% of the season. They had above average quarterback play for about 90% of the season. The last 2 weeks, they kind of faltered and kind of fell off the face of the earth. And I am still at that point right now. I mean, granted, we are pre-draft. We are a month away from the draft. We have some preseason games to go and like OTAs and mini camps and all the rest of the stuff, right? But I still think the Pittsburgh Steelers are built to win a Super Bowl. They have defense. They have a passing attack now. And they are going to use the ability of Jaylen Warren. I think Jaylen Warren should have been RB1 last year, but Najee Harris was there. That's a story for a different day. But what quarterback gives the Steelers the best shot at a Super Bowl? I don't think it's Mason Rudolph. I don't think it's Skylar Thompson, right? Even though Skylar Thompson is from the Kansas State University, the best college in America. And honestly, I don't know if it's Aaron Rodgers either. So out of those three, I don't think any of them are it. I think if you want to go to the Super Bowl, or if you want to have let's just take it one step back. Let's say you want to go to the AFC Championship game. you want to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills, or the Ravens, right? Like if you want to be above one of those teams, the quarterback that you need to go and get, the answer is Will Howard. The answer is in the 4th or 5th round. The answer is Will Howard. If you have not watched Will Howard play, go back to his sophomore year at Kansas State. This guy was a freaking stud. Brand new offensive coordinator. All of a sudden, they go from a wildcat ground and pound to kind of spread it out and throw the ball all over the field, and then reverted back to that mid-season. Like, his sophomore year may have been his worst stat-wise, but it was his best growth from point A to point B. He grew so much throughout that season. And if he could do that as a rookie in Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Steelers are a Super Bowl-bound team with Will Howard at the helm. So if you are a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you are watching Sunday afternoon, Sunday morning, wherever you are at, in the 5th round, as soon as they call up there, Will Howard, you better be on cloud 9. You better going out there and be buying that number 18 jersey. You better be going out there and supporting the boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Will freaking Howard. Because Will Howard is a dog. My man Zen, I coached Zen in high school from the Floyd Central. Right here is the hoodie. I'm getting ready to talk to Zen here in about an hour, right? Zen loves him some Will Howard. Zen played with Justin Fields. Zen played with CJ Stroud. Zen said Will Howard is the best quarterback he has been around. The most likable, the most talent, the best arm skill. Will Howard is it. Will Howard is it. Jim says he got a freaking wish list when he went to the Jets and he couldn't do better than 5 dubs. Jim, let's just be honest. Aaron Rodgers' wish list to the New York Jets was not him saying that, right? But that wish list was like so back in 2012. It would have been a great wish list if it was 10 years ago, 9 years ago, hell, 5 years ago. But that wish list was complete trash. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Let's Go Sports says, I would prefer a QB with a decent arm, but definitely can run with our young offensive line. The answer is Will Howard. Unless the Pittsburgh Steelers are willing to move up in the draft, it's probably going to have to be a top 5. So you're probably going to be giving away 3 first-round picks over the next 3 seasons to jump up to that number 5, number 4, hell, maybe even number 3 pick there. And if you want to go out there and get Shadur Sanders or Cam Ward, whoever comes second off of the board, or maybe a Jackson Dart, otherwise move back and take Will Howard, baby. Take Will Howard. And Jim's like, whoa, slow it down, baby. Buck, says Jim, you know, I know, the whole world knows that Will Howard wants to be a Raider. Will Howard is going to Vegas, baby. Jim, we'll be talking about your Raiders coming up here, but don't get too crazy. Do not get too crazy, because Will Howard is going to probably come off the board a little bit earlier, I think, than people will think. I think 8th, him ranked 8th overall is a kind of a slap in the face. Let's just be honest. Robbie's in the chat. What's up, Robbie? He says, no thank you on any Ohio State quarterback. They don't pan out in the NFL. Robbie? Justin Fields has not been given a chance in the NFL. When he actually had an opportunity in Pittsburgh, he did do decent as a starting quarterback. 4-2 with a decent a great defense and a decent offense. He was 4-2 as a starter. Now, he wasn't putting up massive numbers by any stretch of the imagination, but then the next season, CJ Stroud. I think CJ Stroud pretty much debunked every Ohio State quarterback. CJ Stroud had a hell of a rookie year. Yes, he had a little bit of a sophomore slump, air quotes there, but let's just be honest, that offense went through a lot of injuries. I think every receiver on that team lost a little bit of time. Will Howard is a complete package. Sorry. Will Howard is a complete package. Let's Go Sports says the QB we get, I would like them to have at least a decent arm. We already went through that. Okay. My bad. And like Robbie's like, as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, Robbie, I didn't know you were a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Welcome to hashtag here we are, or here we go, right? He says, I'm fine with Mason Rudolph as a starter. Robbie, dog. It's okay to be fine with Mason Rudolph as a starter if you want to be a 500 team. Because let's just be honest, just like my man Alpha Rob always says, Mike Tomlin's going to get you 8 or 9 or 10 wins all by himself. So if you just want to be average, if you want to be third in the AFC North, sure. If you want to win a Super Bowl, if you want to make it to the playoffs, Will Howard. Speaking of Alpha Rob, what's up, Alpha Rob? He says, what's up, Buck? I'm late. Sorry, it's all good, baby. We all good. We here for 2 hours. Every Monday through Friday. You know that, dog. You know that. And like Alpha Rob says, yeah, I do think Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. So, guys, in the comments below, the question is simple. Do you guys think Aaron Rodgers will be a Pittsburgh Steeler starting quarterback? Let's put a date out there, April 1st, right? But before the draft, and like in the next week, a week and a half, we'll be hearing that Aaron Rodgers has officially signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hashtag no, hashtag yes down in their comments below. Robbie says Aaron Rodgers can go climb back in his dark place. He's not in his dark place anymore. He has come into the light, Robbie. He has been on the beach in Australia, randomly posing for a camera that he doesn't know is there, but glazing off into the sunset and pondering his thoughts. New York, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Nashville, where will I end up? I made up in the bay. But he's like, I don't know. But he is out of the light. He's going into the light. Old Man River says, how many last year that Achilles hindered? Come on, I have eyes. How many last year that Achilles? I don't know what you're saying. But what I think you're trying to say is, yes, Old Man River, I think the Achilles injury did hinder Aaron Rodgers a little bit last year. I think he tried to come back a little too fast, and that Achilles healed a little stiff. We've seen it with Kirk Cousins, and we've seen it with Aaron Rodgers, both 40-plus-year-old quarterbacks. That is a tough injury to come back, even if you're 20 or 30, let alone 40. They just need a little bit more time to start stretching that tendon out or ligament out, right? So it is what it is. Real McCoy says Steelers have no offense. Rodgers needs stability that the Steelers have. However, Rodgers is a no-go for the Steelers. Real McCoy, I think the Steelers have one of the most underrated offenses in the NFL. Now, I'm not saying last year with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, they were game-changing things, right? But when the Pittsburgh Steelers were on the roll for the first 10, 11 weeks of the NFL season, yes, it was quote against weaker opponents, but they had a nice 1-2 punch. The running game was nice, and they could nickel and dime you down the field with the short passing game. And the defense was on point. Now, at some point between week 12 and week 15, somebody on the defense slept with somebody's baby mama, and they had drama on that side of the ball. And you can see it by their play. The trust among that defense was gone. People were making plays on the other side of the field when they should have been holding side on their own side of the field. Play discipline, discipline, whatever you want to call it. That was not happening in Pittsburgh. The trust was gone. I think with Aaron Rodgers at the helm, you know what you are going to get, right? You are going to run the ball. You are going to have a nice deep threat passing game. And I think the defense can relax a little bit, and the baby mama drama is now over. I think the Steelers will be fine with Aaron Rodgers. Jim
Pigskin pun. Get
says
some.
nobody cares. It's still the Steelers. Jim says we can talk about this all till we're blue in the face. We can talk about this up until draft night. We can talk about this until June or July, but nobody cares. It's still the Steelers. They're still a 9-win team. Not wrong, Jim. Not wrong. Robbie says, I'm hoping the Steelers draft quarterback Jalen Milroe from Alabama. Heard he's projected to go in the 3rd round. He is. But I don't think Jalen Milroe is built for Pittsburgh. I think Will Howard is. Nice, big, strong arm to throw in that wind is talking about. Real McCoy says Steelers definitely need a good young quarterback, but also need to start looking for a head coach. This comment is perfect. Real McCoy. This is exactly it. I feel like the last 2 years, Jim, John, Old Man River, and Alpha Rob and myself have all been kind of saying the same thing. It's time for Mike Tomlin to go to the other side. It is time to walk away from that dirty old bag, meaning the Pittsburgh Steelers, and go look at the nice young 20-year-old. To go look at the nice young 30-year-old. Hell, go look at the nice young 40-year-old, right? I think Mike Tomlin's time in Pittsburgh has set sail. Now, I'm not saying he is the bad coach. I am not saying that he is not a great coach. I am not saying that he will not go somewhere else and be successful, and the Pittsburgh Steelers will not be successful. They need a actionable, a mutual parting of the ways, kind of like what Philadelphia Eagles did with Andy Reid. Yes, he was quote fired, but it was time for Andy Reid to move on. It was time for the Philadelphia Eagles to move on. They both succeeded in the end. They both got better in the end. Mike Tomlin could get fired right now at 9:38 p.m. on the East Coast time, right here on March 24th. And I guarantee you, by 9:45, by the time the news broke on Twitter, he would be getting multiple job offers. Either from the Chiefs, whether from the Lions, whether from the Raiders. He would have a pick of a choice of where he wanted to go. Let's just be honest. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have a team built to win right now. They just need a new voice. So yes, I think Mike Tomlin needs to go on. I think Pittsburgh Steelers, maybe not necessarily a hot young coach, but a coach that's relatively unproven, a new voice per se, a brand new locker room voice. New offensive coordinator, new defense coordinator. Definitely do not promote Arthur Smith if that were to happen, right? And Robbie says, no offense, Raider fans, but they suck buck cheeks. Not wrong. Alpha Rob says, I don't think Mike Tomlin is going to go with a young quarterback. It would interfere with his 9 or 10 wins. As you are correct, Alpha Rob, as you are correct, a young quarterback will definitely hinder his ability to get his winning season. Will Howard is not young. Will Howard is 24 years old. So, I mean, he is one of the older quarterbacks in this year's draft. And by the way, I believe he is from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. So makes sense. It makes sense. And Old Man Rivers says, backup in Vegas will be Milrow. Not everybody's going to Vegas, y'all. And Robbie says, Art Rooney will never fire Tomlin. Steelers fan need to let that dream go. And Robbie, you are correct. What the Pittsburgh Steelers have had 3 coaches their whole franchise's lifespan. So, as you are correct, the Pittsburgh Steelers coaches come and go as they please. But maybe Mike Tomlin needs to walk into Art Rooney's office like, hey, you know what? Maybe it's time for us to split ways. Maybe it is time for us to see if the grass is greener on the other side. Maybe Mike Tomlin needs to swallow a little bit of his pride and be like, hey, you know what? It's not me, or it's not you. It is me. We need to go. But what do you guys think? Will Aaron Rodgers be the quarterback in Pittsburgh by draft night? Saying no. Speaking of quarterback issues, the Tennessee Titans are needing a quarterback. The Tennessee Titans are in quarterback purgatory as of right now. Now, they do hold the number 1 overall pick, and they do have a little bit of cap space, and they do still have some room to potentially go out there and get a free agent quarterback if they wanted. But the Titans are in very need of a quarterback right now. Guys, will the Tennessee Titans draft a quarterback, number 1 overall, to fill their much-needed quarterback spot? Second-year head coach Brian Callahan is kind of in a weird spot in Tennessee right now, Nashville, Tennessee. Callahan is known for his offense. Callahan is known for his offensive mindset, being the offensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals from 2029 to 2023. But the Titans in 2024 had one of the worst offenses in the NFL. They were ranked 26th overall. They were ranked 26th in passing, 19th in rushing, and they were all down from 2023. Granted, they did walk away from Derrick Henry. They did walk away from Ryan Tannehill. They did walk away from other notable names, DeAndre Hopkins, right? But they were down from 2023 stat-wise. With a 3-14 record from 2024, their current quarterback, Will Levis, has a lot of unanswered questions as well. Will Levis seems to have more questions about him than answers. In their 3 wins in the 2024 NFL season, Will Levis acquired 2 of them. And in those 2 wins, Will Levis looked like a pretty damn good quarterback. Will Levis, guys, have had flashes of greatness. Being a University of Kentucky fan, I got the opportunity to see Will Levis a lot in college, and he has carried some of that talent over into the NFL. But just when you think he turned the corner, just when you think he is going to lead the team down the field to beat the Green Bay Packers, he dives and throws a diving interception. Actually, that was to the Chicago Bears. Dives and throws a diving interception into the Chicago Bears defensive end, into his hands, pick 6, bada bing, bada boom, game over. In 10 games last season, Will Levis did have 17, that's right, 17 total giveaways. That is only second to Falcons quarterback Kirk Cousins. Let me give you guys a little bit of reference points here. There are 15 teams in the NFL that did not commit 17 turnovers all NFL season. Will Levis had 17 all by himself. In the 2024, his best game was versus a divisional foe in the Houston Texans in a 32-27 win where he did throw for 278 yards with 2 touchdowns and an interception. Now, the Titans did make some offseason moves. The Titans did pick up journeyman backup Brandon Allen this offseason. Brandon Allen has been on 3 teams in 5 years, most recent with the San Francisco 49ers in 2024. He has played 3 games and threw for 199 yards and 2 interceptions and 1 touchdown. Like I said, the Titans currently hold the number 1 overall pick in the 2025 NFL draft, and all signs are pointing that they're drafting Cam Ward first overall. But what if I told you that the Tennessee Titans should trade back and draft 6th or 7th? What if I told you that the Tennessee Titans should be fielding calls from the Giants, should be fielding calls from the Jets, should be fielding calls from the Patriots, should be fielding calls from the Steelers, or any other team willing to move up into that number 1 overall pick? Guys, Cam Ward, I do not think is going to be a great fit for the Tennessee Titans in the number 1 overall pick. I do not think Shedeur Sanders would fit the Tennessee Titans system very, very well either. What I do think that the Tennessee Titans should fill this quarterback need is to drop back to 7th, 6th, or maybe even 10th and draft Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart seems to fit the Brian Tannehill system well, I think. Watching him in college over at Ole Miss the last couple seasons and then his first year over at USC, he likes to throw the ball. He likes to wing the ball around the stadium, and that's exactly what Brian Callahan wants. Jackson Dart would fit the Brian Callahan system perfect. Last season at Ole Miss, he did throw for 4,300 yards, 29 touchdowns with just 6 interceptions. He has been the biggest riser in the draft. Let's just be honest. He has gone from a mid-second round pick to a top 10 pick. He is the biggest riser. So, guys, when you look at the Tennessee Titans, how do they fill the quarterback need? Do they have Will Levis? Is Will Levis their quarterback of the future? Is Cam Ward the future? Are they going to come back and sign Ryan Tannehill? Are they in the market for Aaron Rodgers? Are they in the market for Trey Lance or let's say, I don't know, Jacoby Brissett? Are they in the market, or are they going to move back and draft Jackson Dart? If I am the Tennessee Titans, I am moving back. I am letting the Jets trade up. I am letting the Giants trade up. I am letting a team like the Las Vegas Raiders trade up. We know the Raiders like to overpaid for mid-tier talent. Let them move up. Hell, I will even let you swap picks and give me a third round pick because I want Jackson Dart. Guys, what do you think the Titans should do? What do you think? Hypothetically, says Old Man River. Old Man River says yes, they will draft a quarterback. Yes, they will draft Cam Ward. And yes, they will win the AFC South. And yes, they will upset the Pittsburgh Steelers in the first round of the playoffs, says Old Man River. Old Man River, slow it down, baby! Robbie says, hypothetically speaking, what if the Niners traded Brock Purdy because rumor has it he wants $55 to $60 million a year, then possibly sign Aaron Rodgers? Robert, hypothetically, okay? Hypothetically, we think that the San Francisco 49ers is a quarterback system friendly team, right? We think that any quarterback in San Francisco is a plug and play quarterback. Jimmy G, Trey Lance, Brandon Allen, Brock Purdy. I am not sold on Brock Purdy at all. I am not saying that he is above average quarterback, but I am not saying that he is not an elite quarterback. Brock Purdy is not an elite quarterback. He's not a tier 1 quarterback. He's not a tier quarterback. He is a medium, subpar, average quarterback in the NFL. But he does fit the San Francisco 49ers system very, very, very well. However, he is on his second. What's that thing in the elbow called? Is that the PCL? Guys, help me out. The thing that he is having Tommy John surgery basically on his elbow for the second time in 3 years. Clearly, he's not very durable. Clearly, he is not going to move the needle on many other teams. There's a reason why the San Francisco 49ers brought in Mac Jones. There is a reason why the San Francisco 49ers have not signed Brock Purdy to this $55, $60, $75 million deal. There is a reason why they're going to probably franchise tag him next year. There's a reason why they're going to probably franchise tag him the following season. It is kind of a prove it thing, right? Yes, they have made room to sign Brock Purdy, meaning the San Francisco 49ers. Yes, they have traded away players and restructured deal to sign Brock Purdy. Yes. But Brock Purdy is not that valuable to other teams out there. Not the Tennessee Titans, not the Giants, not the Jets, not the Packers, not the Cowboys, not the Dolphins. Whoever. He is very valuable in the San Francisco 49er system. Now, you could probably say the same thing about the Minnesota Vikings system. He could be very valuable for them in Minnesota. But everywhere else, I think Brock Purdy is just a backup quarterback. I'm not trying to dog the kid. I'm just saying facts are facts. San Francisco 49ers have a great system to help young quarterbacks. It is what it is. What it is. Let's move on and talk a little about James Cook. Let's talk about the man, the myth, the legend himself. Brandon Beam said he had talked to James Cook about a contract extension on a podcast earlier this week, but their numbers are far, far away. When you look at the running back room in Buffalo and you look at James Cook over the last few seasons, guys, are the Buffalo Bills making a mistake by not signing James Cook right now? Guys, James Cook is entering the final year of his 4-year rookie deal with the Buffalo Bills. When you look at James Cook right now, he is probably the second best postseason running back in the NFL right now. The last 2 postseasons, he has 140 yards rushing and 272 yards rushing, respectively, along with 3 touchdowns in 2024. In his young 3-year career, in the last 2 seasons, he has broke 1,000 yards with 20 total touchdowns in 3 years, 16 just being last season. Now, I understand that many people have this thought that James Cook is not a great running back. Many people do have him in the top 10, but as 8, 9, 10. Behind Kyron Williams, behind Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, just to name a few. But he is coming in fast and he is coming in hot. James Cook will be a top 5 running back by the end of the 2025 NFL season. Put some respect on the kid's name. However, the average life expectancy of an NFL running back is just 5 to 6 years for a good one. He is entering in his 4th year. He is entering his final year of his fourth year deal, and the Buffalo Bills will be paying him $5.2 million this season. However, the average life expectancy of an NFL running back is 5 to 6 years, entering his 4th year. You can franchise tag a player twice. So the Bills are not making a mistake. They know what they're doing. The Buffalo Bills know what they are doing. It has been reported that James Cook is looking for an $18 to $25 million deal, somewhere in that range. A running back tag in 2025 is $13 million. Now, as the tag has gone up about $1.2 million per season in the last 5, in 2020, it was $10 million per season. Then it dropped all the way down to $8 million per season. Kind of gone back up with the paydays of Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry. But once Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley are both washed up after this season, the market will go back down. The truth is, guys, running backs are still a dime a dozen. The truth is, every NFL team wants a 2 running back system. The truth is that the Buffalo Bills and Brandon Beane know what they're doing. Franchise tag him twice, get him for 6 years, and then let him walk away, and then turn around and get a 4th-round pick for him, whether that be 2028 NFL draft. That's a win-win-win type of situation. Guys, the Buffalo Bills are not making a mistake. The Buffalo Bills know what they're doing. The only person making a mistake is James Cook. James Cook is not worth the $20 million a season. It's just, I said what I said. I did say he's a top 2 running back in the NFL during the postseason. I like him in the postseason. When James Cook gets the ball, he scores a lot of touchdowns. When James Cook has the ability to run downhill, he gets a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns. However, Josh Allen is still a man. However, it's still a passing league. And however, running backs are still a dime a dozen, and every team wants 2 of them. So, guys, are the Buffalo Bills making a mistake by not signing James Cook right now? I am saying no. I am saying no. And Alpha Rob says, you know what? Let him play it out. Let him play it out, baby. Yes, he had a great year 2. Yes, he had a little down year 3. Went from 1,300 yards to 1,100 yards. Touchdowns went way up. Went from 3 to 16. Bada bing, bada boom. Alpha Rob, just let him play it out. Let him play it out and let's see what's going on. And then after next season, we will talk. We're going to franchise tag you, and then we'll talk. Take that $15 million and shut your mouth, boy. And Old Man River says it's about those $1 bills, baby. It is about those $1 bills. And honestly, Old Man River, if James Cook was a smart man, if James Cook was a bet man, he would probably take a $13, $14 million deal for the next 4 seasons, but make it guaranteed money. Make it that guaranteed money. That's all he wants is guaranteed money. Now, I don't care if Saquon Barkley's getting like $30 million. I don't care if Derrick Henry's getting the $20 million. The point of the matter is, I want that guaranteed money. Franchise tag me. I don't give a shit. That's $13.1 million guaranteed, baby. Win, lose, or draw. I got that bread, baby. I got that new Patriotic mattress. Let's go. And Old Man River says, Detroit Lions had the best 1-2 punch in the NFL. I'm going to say, stop it. Stop it. We all know the best 1-2 punch in the NFL is in Dallas. We know that the best 1-2 punch in the NFL is Miles Sanders and Williams in Dallas Cowboys. In Irving, Texas, or where the hell the stadium's at, like it now. We spoke about that last week, Old Man River. Stop it, baby. Stop it. Let's go. That is the wrong button. All right, guys, as we enter in hour number 2 of Man Hour NFL Talk, guys, this is our time or sit back a little bit, relax, get the stretch in. It's been a long show. But man, we're going to finish strong. The last hour of this video of this landscape, guys, we are live every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time. And if you guys are enjoying what we're doing, or if you're hating what we're doing, right, hit the like button, hit the dislike button, hit the frowny face, heart emoji. Either way, let me know what you think of the show. Do you hate it? Do you love it? You want some more of it? Or you're like, man, just let me know. Let me know so we can improve each and every show, guys. We are a part of the Believe Sports Network here. On the Believe Sports Network, we have the Chris Shim Show. We have the Jacoby Myers Show. There's a bunch of shows out there, guys. So if you guys want any team out there, from college basketball to college baseball to Major League Baseball to soccer to boxing, Believe Sports Network has it out there, guys. So you can follow them on the old Twitter machine at believesports.com and, of course, at believenetwork.com. They got two little Twitter handles. But, guys, let's jump into hour number 2. Hour number 2 is going to be much like the first one. But this one, we're going to talk about the New York Giants. We're going to talk about the New York Giants, about how great they are. We're going to talk about the New York Giants, about how amazing the signing of Jameis Winston is. We're going to talk about how the New York Giants no longer need Aaron Rodgers. We're going to talk about how the New York Giants are going to the Super Bowl. No. Slow it down, baby. What we are going to talk about is that the New York Giants did sign Jameis Winston to a 2-year, $8 million deal this past weekend. Guys, is Jameis Winston going to start for the G-Men in 2025? Is Jameis Winston going to lead the New York Football Giants to the playoffs in 2025? Is Jameis Winston going to lead the G-Men to the promised land in 2025? Will Jameis Winston be the first ever starting black quarterback for the New York Football Giants? Guys, let's not be crazy. Let's not get crazy. 2 years, $8 million is less money than what Drew Lock was making as a third-string quarterback last year for the New York Football Giants. 2 years, $8 million deal is it's no paperweight money by any stretch of the imagination, but it's definitely not no guaranteed starting quarterback money in the NFL. And if you look at the New York Giants right now, they have the best quarterback in the league, Tommy DeVito. Let's just be honest. And right now, that quarterback room is loaded with Tommy DeVito and Jameis Winston. Guys, the truth is they signed Jameis Winston for a camp body. The truth is he makes the team better, right? With the inspirational words, with the knowledge of a little bit of this and like a little bit of that. But let's just be honest. Jameis Winston is there to be a backup. Nobody in New York is expecting him to start in 2025. Jameis Winston is not a good quarterback. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. Jameis Winston is not a good quarterback. Beastie Combs did have him as a top 10 quarterback at one point in time after his 30 season, but truth is he is a career backup. There's nothing wrong with a career backup. Many great quarterbacks have had great livings doing that. Ryan Fitzpatrick, Case Keenum, Colt McCoy, Chase Daniels, Chad Henne, just to name a few. And maybe, just maybe, he does get a shot in New York. And he shocks everybody, which Geno Smith, right? Poof, where did he come from? Guys, the New York Giants simply signed Jameis Winston to bring in some depth to that spot. The Giants should be drafting a quarterback at 3rd overall, unless Shadur and Cam Ward go 1-2 overall, which then you start to question things. They start to get a rise. Do you move back? Do you draft Jackson Dart? What do you do at this particular point? Especially if they miss out on Aaron Rodgers. Now, they are still hoping that Aaron Rodgers wants to come to town. They are still hoping that Aaron Rodgers just wants to put on a blue helmet again, right? Everybody in New York wants Aaron Rodgers, and I think that the Giants are just like the Vikings, that they are a quarterback away, and Aaron Rodgers can help them win a lot of games at the helm. Guys, the truth is that Jameis Winston is not going to start for the Giants. Tommy DeVito is not going to start for the Giants. If the Giants miss out on Aaron Rodgers, if the Giants miss out on Shadur Sanders, they're going to go out there and they're going to get a quarterback like Carson Wentz. They're going to go out there and get a quarterback like, I don't know, Ryan Tannehill. They are going to go out there and they're going to get a pliable bridge gap quarterback. It is what it is. But let me guys ask you this question. Do you think that Jameis Winston will start for the G-Men in 2025? Old Man says, dude, your meds, you're mixing them with the man juice. Slow it down, baby. Only the insiders know about the man juice, Old Man River. It's coming. It's coming. Still working it out. Unconscious Conscious, what's up, man? Long time no see. He says, Rodgers needs a great running game to be successful. And Unconscious Consequences, the Giants running back, or the Giants are not a bad team. Tracy Jr. came into his own late last season, and I like Tracy Jr. a lot. I am not saying that the Giants are a quarterback away of being a Super Bowl caliber team, but they are a quarterback away, and Aaron Rodgers away, potentially a Shadur Sanders or Cam Ward away of being a really, really, really good team. The defense is definitely overrated or underrated, I should say. Many people overlook that defense, but Brian Burns is a dog. Thibodeau is a dog. That offense, many people are overlooking that offense as well. Malik Neighbors is a dog. Guys, Malik Neighbors is going to be a top 5 receiver in the NFL this season. Look out. Whether it's Tommy DeVito, whether it's Jameis Winston, whether it's Aaron Rodgers, Malik Neighbors is going to get his money. Malik Neighbors is going to get his yardage. Now, will the Giants waste his career like they did with Odell Beckham Jr.? Who knows? But a 1,000-yard season is coming for Malik Neighbors. Let's not get crazy. But Unconscious says, sounds like they're drafting Shadur, which they should. The Giants hold the number 3 overall pick. There should be no question in my mind if Shadur Sanders is on the board, they're drafting him. However, we'll be talking about the Browns coming up. We talked about the Titans. Both of those teams need quarterbacks, right? And if you want a quarterback, don't be scared to move back. Do not be scared to move back to number 10, to number 9. Help move back to the third, fourth round. Get Will Howard. Get Milrow from the Crimson Tide. Get Jackson Dart. Saying. Old Man River says, yes, he is going to start, meaning Jameis Winston, and he's going to have a better year than Dak Prescott. You are right, old man River. If Jameis Winston gets a chance to start in New York, he will have a better interception season than Dak Prescott. You are 100% correct. He will throw at least 15 more interceptions than Dak Prescott in 2025. You are absolutely correct. Jameis Winston is a career backup. He is good for a couple games and he sucks. It is what it is. Ryan Fitzpatrick made a lot of money doing that. And Unconscious says, I trust Danny DeVito more. It's he trusts Danny DeVito more than Tommy DeVito. Isn't Danny DeVito 3 foot tall? Penguin man. Swimming God says, would you see the Rams drafting a quarterback in the 2025 NFL draft? The Rams are a really, really good team, Swimming God. The Rams have a opportunity to really build a lot of depth in this year's draft. Their defense came on late. They finished as the top 10 defense. The offense came on late. Yes, Cooper Kupp is now gone, but adding Devontae Adams definitely more than enough picks up that slack. Plus, he's a little bit more durable than Cooper Kupp is, right? But it would not shock me one bit if they draft a quarterback in the later rounds, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th rounds. I do not see them moving up and drafting a quarterback in the 1st round. I do not see them drafting a quarterback in the 2nd round. If they do not draft a quarterback this season, or in this year's draft in 2025, Matthew Stafford did sign a 2-year deal. Matthew Stafford's game did really not take any steps back from last season, even though he had an injured elbow and is 36 years old now, 37 years old. 2-year starter for Matthew Stafford is no reach. I think Matthew Stafford definitely has 2 years left in him 100%. But if they do not draft a quarterback this season, they still have Jimmy G on the roster, right? They still have later round draft picks, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th round guys. There's a lot of value in those quarterbacks and those guys. But if they do not draft a quarterback in 2025, they will 100% draft a quarterback in 2026. Whether it's I'm trying to draw some names here. The old guy from Texas, what is his name? Not Arch Manning. I think Carson Beck would be a good pickup too. Man, why am I drawing a name right now? Let me scroll down. Look at it. What's the name I'm thinking of? Where's he at? Can't think of the name right now. I'm totally drawing a blank on his name. It is the kid from Oklahoma. I think that would be a great pickup. Oh, where's it at? Not wrote it down. My bad. But yeah, that is what I think. But Amari Cooper, guys. The man, the myth, the legend himself. He went from the Raiders, he went to the Dallas Cowboys, he went to the Cleveland Browns, got traded midseason to the from the Cleveland Browns to the Buffalo Bills. But as of right now, March 24th, 2025 at 10 p.m. East Coast time, Amari Cooper, guys, remains a free agent. And there's a team out there that seems to be a perfect landing spot for the Amari Cooper, and that is the Arizona Cardinals. I think the Arizona Cardinals would fit perfectly with Amari Cooper, and Amari Cooper would love that system. So, guys, let me ask you this question. If the Arizona Cardinals add Amari Cooper, are they now the favorites in the NFC West? With the addition of Amari Cooper to the Arizona Cardinals, can they overtake the LA Rams and the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers and be favorites in the NFC West? Guys, the Arizona Cardinals have made some huge moves this NFL offseason. They have made some great signings. They have been very, very active in this free agency period. And let's just be honest. The 2024 NFL season, everybody got shocked by their 8th and 9th finish. Yes, they did still finish 3rd in the NFC West, but they're just 2 games outside of the playoff race. They also had the 11th ranked overall offense and 21st ranked overall defense. Most people, including myself, had the Arizona Cardinals had a 4-win team or less. Now, like I said, the defense was the 21st ranked overall defense in the NFL in 2024. But to help that, this offseason, they added key pieces. They added Josh Sweat. They added Mekhi Walker. They added Akeem Davis-Grainer. And they added L.J. Collier as well. And they still have the 16th overall pick, which I anticipate them taking linebacker or secondary in that draft pick. On the flip side, on the offensive side, Kyler Murray had sparks of greatness last season as well. During their 5-game streak of 6, right? So they won a game, they lost a game, and then they won 4 in a row. So 5 out of 6. People had Kyler Murray as the MVP candidate. Had Kyler Murray as the MVP candidate. They kept talking him up, boosting him up, and I was buying into the hype. Many people were. And with the 11th ranked offense and the boost on their defense, Amari Cooper to the receiving core with Harrison Jr., Trey McBride, Michael Wilson, and Jay Jones, it could be a huge move for them in making them a top 5 offense in the NFL. However, the LA Rams also got a lot better this offseason. Not only by signing Devontae Adams, but adding age to that defense, adding age to Puka, and adding age to Kyren Williams as well. As the signing of Amari Cooper will 100% close that gap, make it a very, very 2-horse race, right? I do not think that they're the favorites in the NFC West, even with the addition of Amari Cooper. There's a reason why many people had them as a 3-4-win team last season in 2024. Let's just be honest, they 100% overachieved in 2024. Will that happen again in 2025? To be determined. Will they overachieve? Right? Guys, the Rams are still the favorite in the West, even with the addition of Amari Cooper. But I think Amari Cooper to the Arizona Cardinals is a perfect fit. Now let's see what you guys are thinking. Old Man River says D is going to Miami. Welcome to Miami. I need for Ami. No, he's not. No, he's not. As long as Tyreek Hill is in Miami, nobody wants to go to Miami. We talked about cancers. We talked about Stephon Diggs being a cancer. Tyreek Hill is being a cancer. There's a reason why there were no offensive players going to Miami this offseason. It's because of Tyreek Hill. Amari Cooper does not want to be third fiddle to Jalen Waddle or Tyreek Hill. It is what it is. And Alpha Rob says Amari Cooper must be done. Not to be signed yet. So Alpha Rob thinks that Amari Cooper is going to retire. I don't think so. I think Amari Cooper is waiting for a lot of the dominoes to fall into place, right? He might get signed after the draft, but there are going to be teams out there that are going to want the services of a veteran wide receiver like Amari Cooper. Yes, Amari Cooper doesn't run the best routes, but he is a big body receiver and he catches the ball when healthy. In Buffalo, he suffered I'm not for sure what was wrong. And when he went from Cleveland to Buffalo, it seemed like he was definitely injured a lot. And I don't know if those were, quote, healthy scratches and they're just being cautious or whatever, but I don't think he's washed up. I think he still has a little bit left in the tank. And if he goes to a right team where he could be a number 2 or number 3 receiver, respectively, he could definitely thrive in those situations. I think Arizona Cardinals fit the need perfectly. What it is.